take his performance up a notch.
There's the number 4 ranked heavyweight in the country from Nebraska.
Talk about impressive. Last year he was 75 pounds heavier.
75 pounds. What did he do?
He went on a diet, worked out. He's increased, he dropped his weight by 25% and increased his strength by 75%. That's pretty impressive.
Maybe the other way around.
Yeah. I mean, he lost
75 pounds.
75 pounds.
Strength 26%. That was what we got from Tim Newman. And Justin Greenlee, sophomore from Waverly Shell Rock for UNI, an NCAA qualifier in his freshman year, manages to avoid trouble on the edge, goes out of bounds without a loss of a point. It's 0-0 here. A big roll by Nebraska from the middleweights on. They've won 6 consecutive matches.
One of the reasons that the Nebraska heavyweight has improved so much, Coach Newman said, is because he's been able to work on his wrestling. Last year he was always working on making weight.
That's right, you have to make weight now at heavyweight. He's about, what, 265 now? Single leg, high leg snatch there by Gardner, and boom.
As ill-advised by Greenlee right there. He should have stayed on top of it. He was at the edge of the mat, and he reached down, and he didn't really have the position to reach down for an ankle pick.
This is what Gardner likes to do, run this armbar series. Real tough armbar series on top.
Both of these heavyweights are fast improving heavyweights. Very likely to see each other in the NCAA.
Watch the shoulder.
Against the elbow. Can't do that. Back down.
Right here, he's on the edge of the mat, and Greenlee reached down trying to ankle pick. He really didn't have the position. He didn't have a deep enough whizzer in on Gardner, and Gardner was able to take advantage of it and get the 2 points.
That's correct. No. The shoulder had nothing involved in it. It was the elbow in a bad position.
If he comes up, the shoulder's going to get in bad position.
Right, but the shoulder didn't have anything to do with it. It was at the elbow. The arm would have broke off, okay? Back down.
An explanation from Keith Pullman of why
Set.
He called Gardner off that armbar.
Top man.
Gardner on top. Can't prevent Greenlee from coming to his feet. But he maintains perfect hand control.
On the mat, not off. Set. Top man.
He finished 3rd in the Big 8 last year, won 2 matches at the Nationals.
Both of these are flexible heavyweights, Doug. I think they do a nice job of moving. Look at that. That's good.
Greenlee
coming out, doing a little short sit.
Yeah.
Gardner, for a heavyweight, very flexible. He floats very nice on top.
He's been winning a lot of matches, his coaches say, on shape this year. Just keeps going. Now he caught Greenlee on his back just for a moment, and it was all Justin could do to come back to a safe position again. It's a 2-0 lead for Gardner with 50 seconds to go in the first period.
And you get the feeling that Gardner likes his position right here. He's got Greenlee broken down flat on his belly right now. He's got an armbar. Greenlee's able to get out of the armbar right here.
That was an armbar on the other side too, so he's not obviously partial one way or another. Warning against Greenlee.
That's a lot of pressure. Gardner doing a nice job of breaking him down. He's really got a lot of pressure on Greenlee right now, and he's looking to ways to turn him over.
Break it, guys. One green. You take him down on the mat, not off.
There is a point, a penalty, a charge against Gardner. Greenlee gets a point, and the Nebraska coaches are asking what it was about, but we heard Pullman say, take him down on the mat and not off. Greenlee up by 1 at the end of the first period. It's 2-1 over Justin Greenlee, the sophomore from Waverly. There's the Greenlee
Yep, that's
patriarch there.
Jerry Greenlee, right over my right shoulder, sitting right behind me, and watching this match and hoping that it comes out in favor of his son. There's Joel Greenlee, assistant coach for Briggsy, an All-American a couple of years ago, and probably Justin's personal coach in the room.
Justin Greenlee is not able to maintain the top position as he started on top. And
now he tried to put the legs in and slid right off. Now Gardner's got him in trouble.
2. Reversal. A reversal for Gardner with about 20 seconds gone in the second period. He goes up 4-1.
You get the feeling that Gardner was ready for Justin's legs to go in, and it was just like, all right, here it comes. And he performed his defense very well, turning it into a 2-point reversal.
Rulon Gardner, a senior from Afton, Wyoming.
Kind of neat to see wrestlers come out of Wyoming and Montana. You don't hear a lot of wrestlers at Division I level, especially at the ranked level, coming out of some states, because there are, you know, the states like Iowa and Pennsylvania and Illinois and Minnesota and Oklahoma,
Ohio,
right there in the center of the United States, have been dominant for so long.
Greenlee is able to come to his feet, but again, we have Gardner on the leg, takes it up high, and maintains the advantage. 4-1. I'll tell you what, the old, if there's any jinx in West Gymnasium, it took a break with the students, I guess, because Nebraska has had a strong day of it here. 24-7 after 9 matches. 4-2. Gardner lets Greenlee go.
Touch him, go, don't leave.
You can tell Greenlee's taller.
Your offense, Gardner, your offense.
Probably not a lot of difference in weight.
Out of bounds, new start.
But he's not quicker. That's what impresses me about Gardner. He's quick, he's flexible. Look at that.
There's the
ran right around him.
The quick counter.
Nice job of picking up the ankle right before Greenlee was about ready to scoot out. Gardner stayed with him the whole time. Spun around him, Greenlee gets back, spins around him again, catches the ankle, gets the 2 points.
6-2.
Watch this flurry right here. Justin's in, he spins around him. Justin rolls away. Look at him catch that ankle right there to secure the 2 points.
6-2 in favor of the Husker here at heavyweight. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching. All over the state of Nebraska on Nebraska Public Television as well as on Iowa Public Television today. We're very happy to have you with us. And we invite college wrestling, you a college wrestling fan, to watch live next week as we go to Lincoln, Nebraska for the National Wrestling Coaches Association dual meet tournament. The best ones will be there. The best teams will be there. We'll have it for you live at 4 o'clock.
These two will be there.
You bet. Very active heavyweight Gardner. He doesn't poke around. He just keeps coming at you, and he's up by 4 with 15 seconds to go in the second period.
Don't you get a feeling that the Nebraska coaching, well, speaking of coaches, there's Don Briggs. Probably not exactly what he was hoping would come out tonight, but we've got 2 months left in the season for him to go back to the drawing board.
And he had a couple of people out of the lineup tonight, too.
Right. But don't you get the feeling that Nebraska, with the
difference.
national team championships at home,
they could be
hope
tough.
that they can sneak right in there and be there challenging for that championship?
Well, I'll tell you, a couple of these people that you don't see rated were impressive here. Chad Nelson, a fine freshman. He can't get anything but better.
That just depends on how you match up then with those other dual meets.
And Oganesian obviously has the talent.
I think Newman, here's Coach Tim Newman right there, has built a squad that is never going to be really weak year in and ever in a year. I think that he's got one of those top 5 or 6 year in and year out at Nebraska.
Gardner started on top. And it's now 8-4 after that flurry. 10-4 after that takedown. points piled up in a hurry here now, just beginning the third period. This is where Gardner feels strongest. He figures his advantage against most heavyweights is in the third period when he's in better condition than they are. And that's not to say anything against Justin Greenlee at all, but Gardner, his coaches say that he works out. He's one of those people who works out full tilt all the time. Never stops working hard. He goes at it 100%. So when you get into the match, you just expect him to keep on doing exactly what he did in practice. And he doesn't have to think about it or do anything different.
Okay, here we go. Let's go.
And he leads 10-4 over a fine young sophomore, Justin Greenlee.
Optional start.
I think you're right. I think you've made a real good point there, Doug, in that the matches, a great percentage of the matches are won in the practice room before they ever go out on the mat. Attitude, training habits, the technique they drill. You prepare to win, and the greatest percentage of the matches are determined on how well you prepared. Looks like this Gardner prepares very well as a heavyweight. Justin Greenlee, only a sophomore, like we said, improving every match. He's up against one of the best heavyweights here, and you know that he's going to keep improving. I think we have two bona fide, legitimate All-Americans right here that we're looking at. And of course, Gardner ranked that high. Justin will have to climb the ladder a bit because currently he's not ranked.
11-5. After that penalty point, Greenlee was called for stalling. Oh, and again, real quickness there. Greenlee made a low shot, and Gardner was no longer there when Mr. Greenlee arrived.
Keep your hips in and walk slow. That's all.
And around he comes for the 2, 13-5, and a nice takedown.
Out of bounds, guys.
Oh, fellas.
You okay?
He came flying into the...
I'm glad that sign was there.
That was it was a table between you and...
Oh, was it? It wasn't that strong side. There's Diana Briggs, Coach Briggs' wife. Strong supporter of many years of Panther wrestling.
You betcha. And she also... She's a real contributor to...
Well, she brought us cookies tonight.
Yeah, well, when she does that every chance.
2 red. 1 green.
15-7 now. As this match rolls down to a conclusion, 27 seconds to go. Well, I'll tell you, one way to wrap this up in summary is just to say that Nebraska won the last 7 matches. 7 in a row.
Out.
And they're on the verge of getting a major decision here. There is an 8-point difference for Gardner, and he has riding time over Greenlee. Nebraska impressive in a visit to West Gymnasium here on College Wrestling in our second week of the series. And next week,
that's it, guys.
There it is. That's a major win for Gardner, and it makes it 28-7.
That's a major win for Nebraska too.
It is. That's an impressive win. Iowa Public Television's next broadcast of college wrestling will be next Sunday at 4. Live, Lincoln, Nebraska, the National Team Championship. Good teams around, and that's next Sunday at 4. Live, college wrestling plan to watch. Now, for Tim Johnson, I'm Doug Brown. Good night for Iowa Public Television Sports.
Major funding for this program was provided by Friends of Iowa Public Television.